Today, let's talk about the first martyr of the Christian church. I'm going to read you from Acts chapter 7, verses 57 and 58, where we read this. Then they cried out with a loud voice, stopped their ears, and ran at him with one accord. And they cast him out of the city and stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their clothes at the feet of a young man named Saul. For the ruling council, it was just too much. It was too much when Stephen exposed their familiar sins of rejecting those God sent to deliver them, and for exposing their idolatry of the temple. It was too much when Stephen saw the heavens opened and Jesus standing at the place of prestige and honor in heaven. Because it was all too much, the councilmen screamed. That is, it says, they cried out with a loud voice. The Sanhedrin reacted quickly and violently. Jesus, standing before this same council, declared that he would sit at the right hand of God, and they had a similar reaction, at least as recorded in Matthew chapter 26. They did not only cry out with a loud voice, they also stopped their ears and ran at him with one accord. The reaction of the Sanhedrin seems extreme, but it's actually somewhat typical of those who reject God and who are lost in what we might call spiritual insanity. They wailed in agony and covered their ears at the revelation of God, which they regarded as blasphemy. It's a dangerous thing to be religious apart from a real relationship with Jesus Christ. This fulfills what Jesus warned about in John chapter 16. He said this, "Yes, the time is coming when whoever kills you will think that he offers God service, and these things they will do to you because they have not known the Father nor me." So, the book of Acts tells us, they cast him out of the city and stoned him. The extent of their rage was shown by the execution of Stephen, which was done without regard to Roman law, and which was also performed according to the traditional Jewish custom, that is stoning. The commentator F.F. Bruce quoted a 2nd century Jewish writing to explain the process of stoning. First, they gave the condemned man the opportunity to confess. Then they stripped off his clothing. Next, one of the witnesses to the crime pushed him from a height. If that didn't kill him, then the second witness dropped a heavy stone on the condemned man's chest. And if that didn't kill him, they threw rocks at the condemned man until he was dead. In all this, we read, the witnesses laid down their clothes at the feet of a young man named Saul. A man named Saul was the supervisor of the operation. Now, the phrase young man literally means a man in his prime. He was almost certainly a member of the Sanhedrin, and he heartily approved of Stephen's execution. Stephen was the first Christian martyr. His death was a shock to the early church, yet God did not abandon Stephen. Jesus received him in glory and used his death to bring many into the kingdom. The saying of the early church proved true on this occasion, that the blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church's harvest. Friends, in Jesus, our sorrows and sufferings need never to be wasted. They can always be used to bring glory to God in his larger purpose. Take comfort in that today.